Today we're going to be talking about a classic JRPG that's making a comeback on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, Legend of Dragoon. Now, Legend of Dragoon was originally released on the PlayStation back in 1999 in Japan and 2001 in the US, and has been a cult classic ever since. Now, it's been remastered and re-released for newer consoles such as the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So let's take a look at why this JRPG is still worth playing today, and let's talk about the changes, what to expect, and explain what made Legend of Dragoon so special and memorable amongst the hordes of JRPGs from this time period. We are going to be looking at Legend of Dragoon from what makes it unique to the story, without any spoilers, the graphics and music, and you can decide if you want to play Legend of Dragoon for the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. Now before we dig in, please like and subscribe, and also I want to mention that you can get Legend of Dragoon from getting PlayStation Premium to have access to this classic catalog, or you can buy Legend of Dragoon straight up for $10 digitally. Now, Legend of Dragoon is a classic turn-based RPG developed by Japan Studio and released by Sony Computer Entertainment. The game follows the journey of a young warrior named Dart as he travels the world to stop an evil force from destroying everything he holds dear. Along the way, he meets a cast of very interesting characters, each with their own backstory and abilities, and the game is known for its unique battle system, which involves timing button presses to perform powerful attacks. This small feature actually adds a lot to the combat, and of course, the morphing into your Dragoon form was the kind of cinematic and epic flair that gave this game its boost to keep you up through the wee hours of the night. Now, one of the standout features of Legend of Dragoon is its battle system, which is often compared to the Final Fantasy series, of course. However, Legend of Dragoon adds its own twist with the addition of a combo system. By timing your button presses correctly, you can perform combos that deal massive damage to enemies. This system adds an extra layer of strategy to battles, making them more engaging and fun, and it is very satisfying to pull these off in Legend of Dragoon, and it doesn't really feel like a gimmick. It feels like a true piece of the puzzle that makes Legend of Dragoon stand out without taking away its classic JRPG feel-goods. Another interesting aspect of Legend of Dragoon is its transformation system, each of the main characters having the ability to transform into a powerful dragon during battle. These transformations not only look cool but also provide a significant boost in power and new abilities. The story of Legend of Dragoon is also a big selling point for the game. It's a classic hero's journey, with Dart traveling the world to stop an evil force from destroying everything that he cares about, and along the way he meets a variety of characters, each with their own goals and motivations. The game's plot twists and turns with several surprising moments that keep players engaged from start to finish. And the pacing is really great. From the very beginning all the way to the end, I found it enjoyable all the way through. And it's the story of the world itself and the interesting places you go and the interactions with the NPCs, hearing more backstory and learning more as you go, plus the backdrops and graphic and art is just phenomenal. It's basically overall about what you expect from a JRPG back from this time period, and that is a very good thing. You will notice some of that classic English translation jank sometimes, however, and it would have been really cool if Sony would have had a retranslation or paid one of the many people who fixed it in the community with patches over the years with fan translations. But even with these translation wonky moments, Legend of Dragoon holds up story-wise and is great. The twists are excellent, the pacing is fast, and with always some mystery you are chasing the answer to all the way into the climactic ending. Despite being over 20 years old, Legend of Dragoon still looks great on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now, this re-release version features improved graphics due to upscaling resolution, meaning you can see the backgrounds a lot better. The 3D models look more crisp, and details you couldn't make out on your original PlayStation back in 1999 are now in full display. The resolution varies depending on your version. The PlayStation 4 version goes up to 1080, and the PlayStation 5 Legend of Dragoon goes up to 1440, making the game look more modern while still retaining its classic charm. The game's soundtrack is also fantastic, with memorable themes and epic battle music that adds to the game's overall atmosphere. Legend of Dragoon looks better than ever, and it is an extremely enjoyable experience. I've always absolutely loved the look of 3D models over pre-rendered backgrounds. It was such a unique way to immerse players players into beautiful art, and it's just so PlayStation 1, you know what I mean? That era of RPGs, I loved it. And Legend of Dragoon is one of the very best in this regard. Now, Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 has some changes, and I want to discuss them. For example, by pressing the options button while playing the game, you can access a menu to change some filters, make it look more retro, or keep it on the modern version. You can also rewind if you make a mistake. One feature missing that would have made this Legend of Dragoon release a lot better would be the option to speed up battles, but you can't win them all. I don't feel Legend of Dragoon is a heavy grind kind of RPG anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I've already mentioned it, but the up to resolution really makes enjoying this classic JRPG so much better, with all the details really popping and just more clear to see and enjoy. Now real quick, let's hear from the sponsors of the channel, and then we'll be back with more. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the members of Napalm. They have strapped on their armor and are casting the spells of awesome by supporting this channel and keeping me full-time every month. Thank you so very much. And I think you are interested in becoming a member. You can do so by clicking join down below this video and pick a level that is right for you. And I would like to give a very special thank you to the Lords of Napalm, Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, Farthest Reach, Sparrow, Christopher Hensel, Random Rob, Zelik Lid, Rodniel Mom, Vander, Gallery Moonsong, What's the Takeaway, Trips, Daniel Cordley, Richard Glass, and Remy D. Thank you for your highest tier membership. Overall, Legend of Dragoon is an excellent RPG that still holds up today. Its unique battle system, engaging story, and memorable characters make it a must-play for any fan of the JRPG or RPG genre. If you missed out on the game when it first released, or are looking for a new JRPG to play on your PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, or if you want to revisit this classic, this is absolutely the best version of Legend of Dragoon available, and it is definitely worth checking out. And come on, for $10, you can't really lose here. And if you have PlayStation Premium, it is included with your subscription, along with the just released Wild Arms 2, which is a different subject that I'll likely make a separate video about once I have wrapped up Legend of Dragoon. I highly recommend picking this one up, if to re-experience it or to live it out for the very first time. It is unique enough to stand all on its own, and it's one of those series that I really wish would have continued to get sequels, and we could have seen it more fleshed out. I would have absolutely loved to have seen a full-blown remake of Legend of Dragoon. I know people have been clamoring for it in the community because it is one of those kind of cult classic. What happened with Legend of Dragoon actually is that it released and was immediately, of course, for the time period compared to Final Fantasy VII. And you know what? In my opinion, it holds up against it, but Final Fantasy VII was a phenomenon. It's kind of like World of Warcraft or EverQuest was in its time. It's one of those things where you can have a game that is still good, but doesn't necessarily have to be like the OG one. Do you know what I mean? Legend of Dragoon stands on its own thing, and I hate that it was just completely compared to Final Fantasy VII all the way through, and that's the only way anybody ever looked at it. But it's time. I want you to tell me some of your memories with Legend of Dragoon, or let me know if you plan on picking it up. I really do hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you made it this far, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more MMO and RPG content. Leave me a comment, and until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.